Okay, so you're done with the core prep. Congratulations. Done with the CPEAs. I hope you all did really well and ready to transition to the next stage of this preparation. Before that, a word about your CPEA reports. Boys and girls, please take them very, very seriously. I've always seen that 8 mocks down the line, when we find a student making mistakes in a specific areas, the same had been highlighted in the CPA report, but you just chose to ignore it because you wanted to rush forward with the prep. So probably take a small break here, go back and work on whatever areas have been identified as gaps during your CPEA report. Right? That includes going back right to your books, to your concept books, revising it, maybe discussing them with your tutor if required. That won't harm at all. Okay, moving on now. Content alone would not get you the score that you're looking at. You will need strategies, you will need approaches, you will need practice and all of things. But the SAT is not like any other exam. Off and on, parents come to me, "Hey Abhinav, my son did a 98% on his ICSE. Why is he struggling at a low 1300s on the SAT?" My answer is very simple. These are not the same tests. If you play golf, you will become Tiger Woods. If you want to become Sachin Tendulkar, you'll have to play cricket. So you'll have to learn SAT the way this test is, and it is a design test. When I say design test, it is designed in a manner to induce you to make specific mistakes, which is something you don't suspect because we are accustomed to taking our school exams, which are kind of linear. Just to give you an example, the math on the SAT is known for inducing what we call as question stub errors. I'll give you an example. You get 150 words in print, a paragraph, a situation, as we call it, a word problem in math. At the end, and you're talking about boys exchanging marbles among themselves. He gave so many marbles to him, and Peter gave so many marbles to Harry for this cost, blah, 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 blah. At the end, there's a simple question: what is the cost of 3 marbles? Now, you read through the entire question very patiently. You convert it into mathematical equations. What would you assume X to be? Cost of 1 marble or 3 marbles? It's always cost of 1 marble, right? Patiently you solve it for X and you get the value of X as 7. You look at the options. First option is 7. Bingo, I got it. You click it in excitement and move forward. You've done all the hard work, lost all the marks. 80% of the unsuspecting students are going to make this mistake, which is what we call as a stub error. The correct answer is 21, which is at spot number 3. Question stub error. You know your math? Yes, you do. You lost the marks? Yes, you did. So, our research and development team, which is about 8 people strong, has put together some phenomenal sessions in place that I call as reverse engineering. This is all the test completely reverse engineered. These are designed to ensure that you do not make these mistakes, right? In all, we have 7 or 8 such strategy lessons. In math, we have the stub errors, we have the know your keywords standard, KYK standard, we have the know your keywords advanced. These are magical sessions. Trust me, I've personally seen kids moving from a 33 raw score in math to a 41 raw score in math with just 1 KYK session. Mark my words, I make a claim. But you need to go through these lessons not just in letter but in spirit, right? So we've got 4 in math, stub errors, KYK standard, KYK advanced, and there's a simulation session. Now, what is a simulation session? SAT is a test that keeps on evolving dynamically. Each single administration of the test, we get to see something new, some new question format, some new question type, some new inducement to you to make certain mistakes. Unfortunately, we cannot revise the entire content 8 times in a year. So for example, the content that you're using right now for the August SAT, for the October SAT, September SAT, would be current until about March of 2026. What if newer variations have been introduced post this date? So we capture all of them. We work with students from 85 countries currently, and we do go back and quiz a large number of students after every SAT administration. And we compile these changes and we include them into what we call as the simulation session. The simulation session would be done very close to the test, typically about 3 weeks before the test date. But you take this session seriously, I can tell you the total number of questions that would be able to spring a surprise for you on the test date would be limited to 1 or 2. Right? And then we have the strategy lessons in English. We have one which is like boundaries, form, structure, and sense. We included that session because we found that lots of students, in spite of all the theory instruction, all the practice, all the mock tests, continued to make mistakes. And I'll show you later in one of the subsequent videos why questions on boundaries and form, structure, and sense have a very, very heavy weightage on this test. Then of course we have the patterns classes, patterns 1 and patterns 2. Downside, each of these strategy classes will come with humongous homework. The KYK basic session or standard session might require about anywhere from 1 to 2 hours of your time. You will have to sit down and write down those solutions, click a picture and upload. Because when you upload these solutions, it gives your tutors a sneak peek into the approaches that you have used, and that will help us course correct these. It also tells us whether you've understood what we wanted to teach you in terms of approaches. Teaching content is simple, teaching approach is not. We also see when we come to this homework stage, a lot of students get their prep thrown off gear, delaying it unnecessarily. Please do not do it. This is the time to accelerate your prep, not decelerate it. So please complete this homework very, very, very promptly, right? So that's one thing, homework. Second thing about the strategy classes, coming back to the milestones and deadlines document. Completion of strategy classes, at least 6 of them, is a very, very important milestone in this prep. And if you're serious about getting a top score on the SAT, please make sure that the first 3 strategy classes in math and the first 3 strategy classes in English are completed with at least 4 weeks to spare. If they're not completed with 4 weeks to spare, my recommendation, push the test date forward. We are going to need that kind of time at a full practice level for the impact of these strategy classes to bear out. There's going to be an iterative process there onwards. So we'll also start you with mocks parallelly. At this stage, you'll be limited to 1 mock weekly because we want the focus not to be on the mocks, not to be on the doubts classes, but to be on the strategy classes. The greatest mistake the students make on completion of core prep is that they think they've done it all, they know it all now, they're good to go into the final leg, taking more and more mocks and doing more and more doubts classes. That will not help. The priority at this point in time has to be strategy classes. Complete them on time. You can complete them in as little as 2 weeks, 6 lessons, right? Mocks will start, but they will be expedited once the strategy classes are completed. Doubts classes also can start now, review lessons can start now, but we will expedite them once you've completed the strategy classes. One last thing, The strategy classes are not going to be conducted by your regular tutors. This is going to be conducted by session-specific experts, people who have been trained specifically to conduct these sessions. A lot of research, I would say, if I count the number of man hours, let me tell you, over 1,000 man hours of research has gone into creating these lessons for you. The results that they produce for you are unquestionable. You've seen that based on data so many times over. So that's about it from me for this video today. I'll come back to you very shortly with a short video on how do you need to approach your mocks, what are some of the specific things that you need to bear in mind. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead.